Tired of everyone telling you to find your passion, but no one telling you how? Welcome to the Korean Connection, and I'm your host, Korean, an attorney with a passion for empowering others to use their many talents and skills towards a path of self-discovery and alignment. Join me as I share my personal stories, professional insights, and practical tips, and how you can connect the dots between what you're great at and turning your passions into purpose. Let's connect. Push it to the left, I can't go no more. Make it like no, I'm coming back home. I'm trying to roll on my own. I'ma be the greatest, write my name in the stone. Write my name in the stone. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Yeah, I'm coming back home. Write my name in the stone. Cause I'm coming back home. Cause I'm coming back home. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Korean Connection. Today's episode of the Korean Connection, we're going to be talking about karma and the weight of your tongue. And today, I thought it was very fitting to bring in the most karmatic dude that I know, CEO and founder of the share company, John Lim. Welcome back to the Korean Connection.
It's a pleasure being back. That's a great compliment, by the way. I thought you were going to talk about the sharpness of my tongue and not knowing when to shut up. Because that's true too.
That's one of the things I love about you. You never know when to shut up. But also when you keep speaking, you drop a lot of gems. And I thought it was very fitting to bring you in this week to talk about just the karmatic consequences of your tongue. And obviously, given in light of the recent incident involving the late Charles Kirk, there's been a lot of going ons and talking about karmatic consequences. So let's just dive right in. Like, what is your take? Like, what is karma? What does that mean to you?
You think about words, right? When we grew up as kids, it was like sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Right.
That is not true anymore.
Has it ever been true?
True, right, true. It's probably never been true.
Yeah.
It's probably our way of trying to say brush things off in the best way that we can. But the truth is, in this environment right now, like, no word should cause someone to lose their life.
Yeah.
And whether you believe that whatever side of the aisle you exist on, I exist on the human side of the aisle. We were put on this earth to be together. We should be able to talk. We should be able to communicate. We should be able to disagree. We should be able to hug and love.
Yes.
But we also forget that that's easy to see. But there's such a subconscious thing that's on this universe that a lot of us are ignorant to. Yeah. Right? And there's I can't think of the author, but there's a famous author that talks about this where the most piercing vibration, so we all have vibrations. The earth is a vibration. We're magnets, and we can talk all about that, about how you attract it and so forth, and The Secret and what Denzel Washington says about it, all of it. Yeah. But the highest vibration that pierces anything is the vibration of thought. Mm. That's why prayer, so we talk about tongue, you're saying it out loud, but even if you're thinking it, you're still saying it. Yes. Prayer has always been so powerful up until organized religion hurt the term, but so powerful because you're basically putting your thoughts out to the universe. Yes. Right? Call it karma or universe. You're putting your thoughts out to the universe.
With your best intentions and desires.
Best intentions, right? Yes. I like to pray for always in the beginning when I was a kid, prayer was pray for everybody else. Yeah. And then you'd add yourself to it. But thoughts are so powerful that you have to be careful of what you put out there. Just thinking it, and then obviously after you think it, to say it, you're just reaffirming it even stronger. Yeah. And I think that no one teaches us about subconscious. Yeah. We talk about karma, like karma will always get you. But I feel the word karma gets caught a lot into like horoscope.
Yeah. But first, let's just what is karma? Like, if you were to define karma, what would you define it as?
I would say karma is the slang word for the subconscious. Yeah. Right? I would say people use it to talk about that you'll get yours. Mm-hmm. It's used very negatively often, I think. Like, karma will get you. Yeah. Some people will use it and say, okay, listen, you have to put out some good things. To get and then you'll get some good karma, right? Yeah. I think karma is actually the slang word for the subconscious. Mm. Right. So as a human being, we have the conscious self and the subconscious self. Yeah. And maybe subconscious, the word is too complicated for people to get to. So karma just became a great word of like what you don't see or touch or happens immediately. So having to put good things out there for good things to have happen, or vice versa, that's to me is what karma is.
Yeah. And in that vein, you know, people believe that, you know, if you keep on doing good, all the good things will come back to you. And, you know, if you do negative things or even say negative things or wish negative intentions on other people, the universe usually brings that thing back to you. Do you believe that as well?
Yes. The universe is always listening. Mm-hmm. Okay. No matter where you stand on religion, like I grew up in Catholic school for the majority of my life. I only went to public school for 2 years. I went to church every Sunday. I was a Catholic boy, an altar boy. We were Roman Catholics, or I was in organized religion. Okay, so yes, I believe in God. And controversially, I believe God is a man. But I believe the universe is a woman. And I believe God and the universe are together. You know, you go from Old Testament to New Testament and Jesus and all the stories you want to believe is fine. But the universe is always listening. Yeah. Right? Just like a mom, right? Just like a woman, she pays attention to detail. Yeah. Right? Men, we're not really good at that. So, yes, the universe is always listening, and everything you do, think, say, she's just recording it. Yeah. And eventually it has to come back to you. Right. The universe needs balance. Yeah. Right? That's why we have a north and a south, and an east and a west. Male and female. Everything you think about in life, good and evil, there always is balance. Yeah. And the universe has to balance itself. So therefore, your actions and your thoughts are always going to come back to you one way or another. Yeah. And I guess in this sort of realm, it becomes it's entangled, I should say, as sort of like a political debate, right? Because it's sort of like speaking a stance on a political spectrum. But even in speaking it from a political point of view, it's sort of manifested its way, or those words or intentions that were sort of used in that light sort of manifested its way at his doorsteps, right? So, like, is there some sort of distinction in terms of, like, the context in which these words are coming out of your mouth, whether it be, I personally believe these things deeply, or I'm just saying it because I'm a political candidate, just sort of running, and this aligns with my political standpoint? Does it matter karmatically if it's coming from true intentions or it's words that are spoken? Is there a distinction in your view? I don't know that there's a distinction, because you just have we're all connected, and it's all connected. I think when it comes to the politician themselves, they're saying what they want to say to gain something. Let's take a step back. The brain holds a negative thought, more popular or stronger than a positive thought. It's heavier. Right. That's why we remember bad things more than we remember good things. That's scientific. Okay. Yeah. Just the neurons work that way. So that's why for social media and so forth, when you drop a negative, we swarm like bees to honey. Yes. Right? Yes. Okay. Or in that case, the negative side, we swarm like flies to shit. Right. Where we should be swarming like bees to honey on the positive side, we don't. Right. And I think that when you're looking for a job and your job is to win the popularity so you can get voted into something, then you need to be as controversial as you can be to get the eyeballs on you. I think Charlie is, look, I'm a very logical individual. There's no logic in why this was the man that suffered this fate. Mm-hmm. There are plenty of people on either side of the aisle that are controversial and look for the negativity, or saying things to get the negative response for their selfishness and for their views and for their well-being. Yeah. Charlie, to me, was one of the first people that I watched. He was trying to start a conversation on both sides. His views were his views. Mm-hmm. But even when I went back recently, I couldn't find such negativity coming from him, right? He didn't say...
I mean, the negativity, I didn't really want to go down this road in terms of his actual statements, because they're obviously very, very controversial. Yes. But I think a lot of people think that his statements were very negative in terms of, it seems neutral, or it seems like it's sort of playing just so like a political standpoint. But the people who were basically the sacrificial lamb of his language, that was the controversial aspect of it. I think that if people really put themselves in the shoe of the people that they are negating or making insignificant in your statements, I think that is probably that is what the controversial part of it is, right? Like it's like, yeah.
No, but listen. Let's stay here for a second, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I think there's a lot of things to talk about that can be helpful here, right? Is where one, perception is not reality, but when you learn about humans, your perception is your reality.
Yes.
Okay, so your perception is your reality. So when we talk about controversial, right, we're taking words, right, that someone is saying, the tone of how they're saying it, right, and then we are receiving those things. So now the perception that others might have, that's why it's called controversial, that others might have that you don't have, or vice versa, because how you're receiving the words really matter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I can control the words I say, and I can control the tone I say them in.
Yeah, but I understand, but I don't think you can give complete. I think by saying that it's the perception of how I'm receiving the words takes away a little bit of accountability from the person who's actually saying those things. No, I'm not there yet,
right? I'm with you. I'm not. Everyone should be held accountable for everything they do because you have control of that, right? Right. To what you have control of.
Yeah.
Because you did it. So what I'm saying is that perception is reality, okay? Is not reality. But for people, perception is their reality. That's number one. Number two is, like, when I grew up in Catholic school, they taught you the golden rule. Okay, the golden rule in life was treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
That was true probably for the entire 1900s, okay? In about 1987, I think it was, there's a doctor that came out with something called the platinum rule. And he changed the golden rule, which we stay on the golden rule, means, hey, listen, I'm going to treat you the way I want to be treated.
Yeah.
Now, I'm forcing my way onto you. Right? Because I'm going to treat you the way that I want to be treated. But because we were so, especially in America, we were so community oriented, right? Religious focused, and that community, a sense of community, then we have a very easy assumption that you want to be treated the way I want to be treated because we both want to be treated kind, right? No matter what your religion was. Then as the world changed, okay, now you start thinking about the 80s, like what happened in the 80s, right? You had the economic boom. You had the drug boom. We boomed in the 80s.
Yes.
Right? We
in a
changed
lot of different
life,
ways,
right?
yes.
So this guy came out with this rule that says it's the platinum rule. And I forget his name. We'll have to look it up and put it to the podcast. But the platinum rule was treat others the way they want to be treated. Okay, now that changes the game. Now I have to understand all the people around me, like, how do you want to be treated? Now let's go the simplest form of communication today. Right? We have these cell phones.
But is that despite how they treat you?
Now, right? So we'll get to that choice in a second. So we have to adjust our ways now to how other people want to communicate. I use that communication, and I'll get back to the whole platinum rule of, like, what you just said. Because I want to treat you the way that you want to be treated. If I don't like the way that you want to be treated, it doesn't fit with my moral grounds or my essence to the universe, if you will, then I have a choice. I have a choice to not be in your life. Right? I think we simply forget at times that we have a choice.
Yeah.
I have a choice not to listen to you.
Yeah.
I have a choice not to be in your life.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
That is true.
Make the choice.
There's a choice to not listen, for sure. But when the negative things, like you said, people gravitate to the negative things, and obviously people tend to use negative words to attract that level of attention, to initiate that discussion. But in the same vein of what you're saying, like in terms of like, the negative, people gravitating to negative words, there's still consequences to that, though, right? It's not just words, like the words itself have impact, and it's impacting someone in some way. So to what extent do you take some sort of responsibility and not just saying, these are my words, and I guess everybody has perception and they can perceive it however they perceive it based on how they, their vantage point, or, free speech or whatever the case may be, and everybody have free will to look on or look away. But what about the harm? What happens when the speech causes harm?
So I want to be clear, like there's very black and white, like hateful speech that America has created, right? We have words almost for every nationality or color, words that have been created that are despicable and meant for hate.
Yeah.
Okay. We didn't really excuse anybody from that, right? Like, the paddy wagon in New York City, right? We joke around about the paddy wagon in New York City. I never knew where the name came from. And that's how I learned the paddy wagon is called the paddy wagon because they needed a bigger car to pick up the Irish and put them in jail during the early days, right? So they call it the paddy wagon because that was the name they gave, right? So
in high school, it was the cop car that round up the truant kids. That's not
right, okay.
The paddy wagon.
The paddy wagon is coming, right? Okay, you say it because like after time, some words can
the meanings change.
Right, exactly. So I think because generations change.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse to me, or everyone should be held accountability for that really very simple understanding of black and white speech. And I say this because we live in a country of free speech.
Yeah.
Okay. Except I always learned in the beginning of free speech, there's something you cannot say.
Oh, totally.
Right?
Yes.
And the one thing that I learned, I'm sure this changed since then, but when I was a kid, I learned that it was illegal. Illegal now. Okay. So First Amendment, I have free speech. I can say anything I want to say, except I cannot walk into a movie theater and say there's a fire.
Right.
So if I say something, like I just want to sit there for that second, right? I can walk into a movie theater and I can say everything else I want to say.
Right.
Okay? The consequences of me in that movie theater saying whatever I want to say is to what we're talking about. The universe will repay me.
Yeah.
Okay? Or maybe there's someone in that audience that's bigger and more stronger than I am will physically assault me.
Yes.
Those are the two consequences. But if I say fire, the consequence now is what this country's built on, the law. Now I get put in jail.
Yeah.
Now I have real consequences. So,
well, not only just the jail part, right? But the consequence of just yelling fire, it causes harm to other people or potential harm, right? Because it's the chaos.
With no perception.
With no perception.
That's when I get to. So when I say like there's hateful speech.
Yes, and there's black and white.
There's hateful speech. When I say the word fire in a movie theater, just fire, I automatically lose my First Amendment right. That's the one thing that I learned that, okay, I'm guilty of. So my First Amendment right to say whatever I want to say, whenever I want to say it, and I stand behind the First Amendment. Oh, but no one teaches you in the beginning, or most people you don't hear, like, hey, you have a First Amendment to say whatever.
Yeah.
Except this one. There's an exception to the First Amendment.
Yes.
Right away, right? You can't say fire. Now, there's no perception of fire.
Not only fire.
There's more, right? There's totally more.
Yes.
But I'm just using that one as an example. There's no perception about the single word fire of like, I'm going to take it negative because my dad got killed in a fire. Or I'm going to take it positive because my dad got saved in a fire. There's no interpretation. There's no perception.
Yeah.
So there is speech to me that is just like that. There are people that come out there and just want the views, and they're lying. They're lying and saying things that are not controversial. They're lying about something to make it controversial.
Okay.
I'm saying fire in a movie theater to make it chaos, right? That black and white stuff, the universe is always going to handle you regardless, positive or negative, period. And that's the case. That's what I feel about the accountability side.
Yeah.
When we talk about controversial speech and how the universe should handle that, forget how we handle it.
Yeah.
Forget the perception as reality.
Yes.
Golden rule, platinum rule. I think the universe doesn't have the man-made rules of the golden or the platinum.
Right.
The universe doesn't have the controversial
nuances.
perception of like, hey, you know what? You're saying something that I'm feeling neglected.
Right.
Because maybe my inner child's not healed. Or maybe also you don't understand how hard it was for me to go from a man to a trans woman, or a woman to a trans man. Black and white, right? You don't understand how it is for me to be a black person growing up in America, or you don't understand how it is for me to be a Chinese person or a poor. We're never going to understand each other the way that we like to, right? I can't walk in your shoes. I mean, right now, people saw your shoes. I literally can't walk in those shoes, okay? Between the heels and the rust, I would fall down right away.
Yeah.
But I think that the universe, she doesn't have the filter, positive or negative, that we have. She just hears it.
Yeah.
Right? And the one thing that I try to teach young kids, and my own kids and young kids and the rest of it, is like, listen, consciously, right? Let's go back to the conscious. We use money. Okay? Listen, you receive money, you got a credit, okay? You put money out there, you pay for something, that's a debit.
Right.
Credits and debits,
Right.
and you got to balance that.
Right.
Okay? Subconsciously, there are credits and debits.
Absolutely.
Okay? You don't get to see the bank balance.
Right.
You don't get to use it when you want to.
Right.
It's not on demand.
Right.
But I always say, if you want something good to happen to you, do 100 good things for other people.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the universe is seeing those credits and debits. The hardest times that I had to get through, right, where I drained the universe,
Yeah.
okay, to get through these times.
Yeah.
I was just sucking debits and debits and debits. And the reason I never broke, they bent me in half,
Yeah.
but never broke, is because she had all the credits that I gave.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
She held me to a point where, like, okay, listen, you're about to break.
Yeah.
Okay, you've taken a lot. Now it's time to give back.
Right.
And that's always in my mind, like, my subconscious is managing what we just called karma.
Yes.
Debits and credits,
Yeah.
Like, do good, do good, do good, do good. And good things will happen.
Yeah.
It's not on demand.
Yeah. And so just to go back to the point you made, so you believe, according to you, the universe doesn't make a distinction between controversial and intentional, doesn't nuance those things.
Just like a baby.
Yeah.
Right? Just a brand newborn baby, 60 seconds into this world, they don't have any perception or reality. They're just fighting to breathe.
Yes.
Right? They literally 60 seconds ago they were drinking their air.
Yeah.
And now they're breathing their air.
Yeah.
That side of it, there's no positive or negative. There's no this happened to me, or I transitioned, or I went through this because that person looked at me because I was overweight, or that person. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's just purity in the child.
Yeah.
The universe, I believe, has the same purity. She knows.
Yeah.
She's been here forever.
And so, with that being said, like, how much easier would it be for us as people to just sort of lean more to the human side, the human element, the connection, in terms of, like, not wishing ill on other people, right? You can't walk in, my shoe, but you can show empathy, right? And you can show understanding. And I think that's a lot of times that is, I think, what's lost on people. It's not, I don't necessarily get down into, like, the political debates because
Sure.
it really doesn't matter to
Right.
me on either side. I think if we find the humanness, in things, it'll sort of work itself out. But greed and capitalism and the whole thing that makes a system work or not work, you kind of muddy the waters. But I think just in sort of talking about karmatic consequences, I think if you just sort of focus on, if it's not something that you would wish for yourself, especially if it's negative, just don't wish it on someone else, right?
You say it so simply. You know the term, can I be brutally honest?
Yeah,
Right.
Totally.
Okay. So I've heard that almost in my entire life. Right? Up until maybe I was 35 years old, where I started to really dive into the subconscious and learn a lot about, like, okay, like, how do I understand the things you don't understand?
Yeah.
Okay. I started telling people that you should never say, can I be brutally honest? Yeah, but I'm just trying to help you out.
Yeah.
Okay. What if you just change the word to be, can I be empathetically honest? Right? So can I be empathetically
and that
honest?
changes your tone too, even as a speaker, when
Everyone's
you're coming
tone.
from that place.
Right? I teach my kids, please, thank you, okay? So please, thank you, you're welcome, like the 3 or 4 polite words that everybody should have.
Yeah.
Please, thank you, you're welcome, I'm sorry. 4 words that can get you through life. If you can't speak any other words, please, thank you, and I'm sorry are the 3 words that can get you through life, okay?
Right.
So I teach them that, and if you ask, they don't listen to me on many things, and they're imperfect children, like I'm an imperfect dad, but they are polite, okay, and they know these words.
Yeah.
So when you start to think about, like, if I can go back and teach these kids one more word
Yeah.
that was easy to explain,
Yeah.
that we can use every day, and we should teach in high school and grammar school and everything, is empathetic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Most people don't even know what empathy is,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
it's not just being nice, like, okay, you could be nice, you could be
Yes.
kind, right?
Yes.
But to have empathy is to, I'm going to sit here and listen to what you're saying and not think about myself.
Right.
I'm here for you, right?
Just not judge.
Right.
Just, literally put yourself into like that deeper connection with that person and trying to understand on a deeper level where it is that they're coming from.
And I think it's hard. I think empathy is it's a hard. You have to train yourself to be empathetic.
Yeah.
Right, because you're naturally judgmental.
Yes.
Right.
Systematically judgmental.
Yes. You're if there was anything that I agree with the word systematically, right? That's not controversial. We are systematically programmed to be judgmental.
Yes.
Right. We first to judge.
Yeah.
And then it becomes judgmental. And then you have to consciously be like, okay, I'm formulating an opinion about you, but I'm not judging you. I'm learning.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it through empathy. Like an empathetic lens is what we should have.
Right.
And then the world would be,
what do you think?
utopia.
What do you think is necessary? What do you have to do as a person to start looking through an empathetic lens? How does one even try to tackle that? If you've been told you're like, you're selfish and you don't ever think about others, you always think about yourself. Like if you are that person, where does your journey begin?
I think we use the word selfish the wrong way too. I think. Okay,
True.
so there's balance, right? Everything has to be centered.
Yes.
So you are self-centered. Okay. Now that word triggers people negatively sometimes, but it shouldn't. You are self-centered.
Yes.
If I change it and said you're centered at self, people would be like, okay, I'm not
He's
so
just
mad
grounded.
about it, right?
He's aligned.
So you're self-centered.
Yes.
Now you can lean one direction and be selfish, and lean the other direction and be selfless, right? You never want to be flat, centered, right? You're always the situation is going to dictate which way you lean.
Yeah.
But you should be self-centered, right?
Yes.
Thinking about self.
Yes.
To answer your question of like, how do we get there? There's so many variables because it depends on your age. If you're an older individual like myself and you didn't heal your inner child, then yeah, that's the first thing that I would tell you to do.
Yeah.
If you're a younger kid who has not had the inner child problems yet, where us as parents are still messing you up, right?
Yeah.
Or the coaches or the
Yeah.
universe or whatever, the circumstance of where you live is beating on you a little bit, then it's more like it's probably the parent's job.
Yeah.
First and foremost, to teach kids how to be kind in an unkind world.
Yes.
Which is very difficult. 'Cause
Yeah.
once the kids go to school, we lose them.
Yeah.
It's one thing that I did enjoy about Catholic school. There's a great group of people. They're atheists. Okay, so they're atheists and they do not believe in God or religion at all.
Yeah.
But they read the Bible. The Bible is their moral compass because they look at the Bible not as an organized religion, which organized
I literally
religion.
just said that yesterday.
Yeah.
I was having a whole conversation about this. Yesterday.
Organized religion has really screwed up
Absolutely.
the core of what we try to do.
Oh yeah.
The book, the Bible,
The tenets. If you just focus on the tenets.
just the book.
Don't
Give it a
kill,
different name.
don't covet,
Right.
don't, the basic tenets.
Change the name of the Bible.
Change the name of
Okay.
the Bible, exactly.
Change
The
the name of the
Quran,
And probably eliminate most of the Old Testament. Let's just stay with the New Testament. Okay, take the New Testament, make a new book, and in the New Testament of this book, right? In the second half of this movie, okay, that's out there, just teaches you how to think about others
Yes.
while not losing your sense of self. There's nothing in there that says like, "Thou who has not sinned should throw the first stone," but I don't care that you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot. No. I care about you,
Yeah.
right? I care about yourself. I'm just saying, before you decide to lean the wrong way,
Yeah. And throw that stone.
right? Let's take a step
Self-reflect.
back and self-reflect.
Yes.
Let's get back to the self. So,
Yes.
so yeah, I think that
To your
it's
point,
hard.
though, in terms of like what's the first step, and you mentioned the inner child. Sometimes the inner child is really just deprogramming your parenting, right? I mean, because that's like you said, that's kind of where it first starts. Your first impressions and how you view the world more than likely is going to be what's taught to you from your home. So a lot of it takes some conscious effort on your part to sort of be aware of what's
Yep.
happening around you, and to make a conscious effort to try to deprogram the judgments and the biases.
But I think to your point, I think that for me personally, it didn't happen until I was older.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm a parent of 3. I've screwed up a lot of things. Okay. My kids will definitely have to work on their inner child when they get older.
Yeah.
But I don't blame my parents for that.
Yeah.
Every parent does the best they can.
Totally. Not a blame thing.
No, it's not a blame. They do the best they can to where they get to.
Yeah.
I fear that the idea of empathy in this world is lost because there's so many distractions today.
Yeah.
Right? There's so many distractions between
and distractions
TV.
that tips you more towards the selfish as opposed to the selfless.
Because you know what? America to me is still the greatest opportunity.
Yeah, it is.
We're not the greatest country.
Totally.
Okay,
Yes,
we have
I would
our
agree.
flaws. I don't think there is a greatest country, but I think we are the greatest opportunity for people to change their lives.
Yes.
Okay. And that's one thing that I think we miss in this day of using words for power or negativity.
Yeah.
So in this country, we have the greatest opportunity to change your life, right?
Yeah.
To go from nothing to something.
Yes.
To go from something to nothing.
And that's the beauty about this country is the fact that literally everyone have the same opportunity.
Right.
Or should.
Should, right? And even if it's harder, okay, because the truth is, like, we actually do have the same opportunity. It might take me 20 miles to get around to get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
You might get dropped off at the summit, and it might only take you 5 miles.
Right.
Someone else might get dropped off at the top because they got dropped off there right away, and all they got to do is the journey is our own journey.
Yeah.
But at least in America, we can all hit the top.
Yeah.
No matter what. Okay, there's always a story that has happened way back whenever that someone came from less than you did.
Yes.
And are higher than you are in that successful side. Capitalism in that case. The downside of capitalism to me right now, as we're talking about in the universe and the subconscious, is that the teaching of humans now, social media, right, where we garnish the majority of our content, visual content and audio content, right, is basically built with the same capitalistic mindset. Yeah. Not just by the company.
Yeah.
So Facebook they're not here just to, Facebook's making a ton of money on capitalism, but the capitalist mindset of how many followers do I get? How many likes do I get? How many people did I piss off?
Yeah.
Right? Whatever your intention is, each individual on social media essentially is leveraging the negative side of capitalism and greed that you're talking about, right?
Yes.
I'll do whatever I can for my my selfish center. Yeah. Because I want that dopamine hit.
Yes.
I want that hit like.
But it's still a choice. It's still a choice because not everybody use social media for that reason. You can use it for good. You can use it for good.
Good or evil. I'm not saying all social media is bad, but I'm saying that if you look at the programming, okay? So where you don't have choices, right? Like you can argue that, okay, when someone's on heroin, they start to lose their choice because chemically they become imbalanced. They had a choice to take heroin.
Right.
But once they're in that drug, how much is them and how much is the disease and how much is there?
Right.
The dopamine hits that we get. Like people forget it that we take external drugs invented by man.
Yes.
To do nothing but trigger the drugstore, the dopamine, the serotonin, right? Trigger the drugstore. The brain is the drugstore.
Yes.
Okay, when you put heroin into your vein, it has to hit the brain to deliver all the things you want it to deliver. And I'm probably wrong-ish on that side because I'm not a doctor and I don't really did heroin, so I don't know exactly how the chemical works. Maybe we'll go to having a cocktail because I can speak better on that. But yeah, like we take these drugs so our drug dispensary can do what we want.
Yes.
We go on social media, okay?
Yeah.
And I say this to say that if you go on social media and you go to the search bar and you type in something, okay, then you're controlling the media. So it's like changing the channel, right? When you go on social media and you use the For You button and you're just scrolling whatever, they're controlling you.
Yeah.
So at that point, like, it's a drug.
Yeah.
We're looking for the dopamine hit.
Right.
So again, I'm not saying all social media is bad. I'm just saying that how you use it is up to you. I'm also saying that it's very important that whether you're positive or negative on social media, it's a distraction that I think, to get back to your real question about empathy, sadly, the world might be lost to make the majority change empathetic. Like there are tremendous, 8 billion people. There's billions of people that are empathetic like we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to teach my kids how to be empathetic the way that I feel we should be.
I guess it's just keep giving those reminders, to be, whatever those acts are, to be less judgmental, or, to not make assumptions about people, or trying to find the connection and the humanness in everyone. is really how you begin to foster empathy. And obviously there's levels to it. But I think on a very basic level, if you were to say, go out in your everyday life to try to be more empathetic, it's just really just putting yourself in the other person's shoe and try to feel whatever it is that they might be feeling, try to feel whatever it is that, to get to some level of understanding.
But I think how you started the podcast is exactly what I wish we could see.
Yeah.
So yes, right, the universe, the subconscious, karma, whichever term you want to use, is always counting the debits and credits. If you could look at your bank account and say, okay, I want to go on vacation. All right, Kareem, we're going on vacation. Great, where do you want to go? Check the bank account and the zeros are large. Okay, your places you can go are much larger.
Right.
And you have those things. If we could see like, shit, I owe the universe 100 good deeds.
Right.
Before something good can even come my way.
Right.
Not just my way, the people I touch way.
Right.
All right, I'm going to go hustle and do 100 kind things.
Right.
Well, because we can't see that.
Yeah.
And because it's a choice, right?
Yes.
It's a choice to be kind. It's a choice to remember, again, karma, subconscious, like, we should teach that to our kids.
Yeah. And that's something, too, food for thought. Like, if you're sitting in a rut and you're like, man, nothing has happened good for me in a long time, and you can't seem to pull yourself out of it, that definitely needs some self-reflection, like in terms of your debits and your credits to the universe.
So here's a great tool that anyone can use at any given time, and it's like it's I don't know how to call it neuroscientific, but neuroscience. I love neuroscience.
Yeah.
So in the neuroscience realm of things in the brain, no matter what you're going through, how mad you are, or how down you are, or how things are against you, if you just sit there, okay, out loud or in your brain, literally start saying the things you're grateful for.
Yeah.
I always say keep a couple of things right away. Like, hey, I'm grateful to be alive.
Right.
Now, when you're really mad and you're a young person, 25 years old and healthy, grateful to be alive doesn't have much weight.
Yeah.
I should be alive, right?
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be alive, right? I'm grateful to have a car if you have a car. You just have like 3 or 4 things automatically.
Yes.
And then you just keep listing what you're grateful for.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're going to get to the feeling, I'm grateful for being angry. I'm grateful she did this. I'm grateful that I just got fired.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's how you change that mindset to get to where the universe wants you to be. I'm grateful that I just got fired.
Yes.
Because now it's going to allow me to be the person I'm meant to be.
Yes.
So listing what you're grateful for.
And just even hearing you coming from that space, it's easy to see how someone who is that aligned, how empathy may not come so hard for someone like that, right? Because it seems as though that person would be already sort of in the scheme of gratitude. And when you're grateful, you're sort of putting yourself in a place of, I could have way less than what I currently have. And it makes you empathize with the person who does have way less than what you have. So you sort of have empathy maybe built into it. So maybe gratitude is actually a really good start as well.
Gratitude is probably the best part. Listen, I was not a grateful kid. I was an angry kid.
Yeah.
Right. I was mad my parents got separated. I was mad that I was the one that always got the shit end of the stick because I was good at school. So you didn't have to help me as much, or I got put in front of the TV, or I didn't get the shoes I wanted to do, so I had to go out and get a job. Like, I was not grateful for anything. I was mad that the kids had more money than I did.
Yeah.
My high school sweethearts lived in a neighborhood where they had houses and Mercedes, and I lived in a place that I had to take 2 buses just to get a chance to get over. I was not grateful for anything.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got older that I looked at and said, shit, we might have been poor, but we never felt poor.
Right.
Right? I could tell you all the things from like in the morning with no heat or hot water, and standing for the stove or the cold shower, or learning that those aren't watermelon seeds, they're cockroach beds that are about to pop and have more cockroaches, right? Like, I can go through all of the things with you, or the first time I saw a water bug that was literally the size of like half my hand, right? Like what is this thing? So, but my parents did such a great job of like, you flip it and talk about the gratitude. Like, I got to play sports when I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
8 years old. I got swimming lessons. What? You just talked about? Yeah. There was a way to get a pool in Westchester. There was a public pool, but you had to live in Westchester. I grew up in the Bronx. My parents found a way to get a license to get into the pool, so we had a park pass. I had that. Like, once you get to the gratitude side,
yes,
everything fixes itself.
Right.
You don't have to have any education. You don't have to have any wealth. You could have the most difficult life possible.
Yes.
I'm telling you right now, if you just sit here,
Yes.
and it's one thing that I'm angry about when it comes to the gratitude books on Amazon,
Yeah.
because I would buy a gratitude book.
Right.
But the gratitude book has like, tell me the great song you heard today. No one's really gotten it right.
Yeah.
But if you just literally list, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, and you just keep going.
Yes.
I will guarantee you that
Yeah.
you will have gratitude for the negative thing that's happening to you.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Just keep listening.
Yeah. And I would challenge you that in finding in doing that gratitude activity log every day, you'll be building the tools required to exercise more empathy in your daily life.
I agree with you. For someone who hasn't gone through all the therapy and the training and the rest, buy the book.
Yeah.
Buy the book to get started.
Yeah.
Right? Because for me, it's really, I'm past the book. I'm not past the learning.
Yeah.
And the idea that sometimes I have to sit down and I have to write it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just sit in a chair and say it. Sometimes I fight with myself. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I'm grateful for this. Yeah, but you know what? This is not fair. Like, I shouldn't be going through this.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. You missed a step. Start over.
Yeah.
Right? So, okay, great. Sometimes I got to list 100 things.
Yeah.
Right? And I have so many things to be grateful for.
Yes. Yes. We
right?
all do.
I'm sitting in a podcast studio, okay, with you, being put out there to the internet, sharing these thoughts. I have 3 beautiful, healthy children. Okay, I have so many things to be grateful for.
Yes.
But I'm human. Mm-hmm. And I'm imperfect. And I need to every day remember that. And remember that, hey, listen, gratitude is the driving force. The more and more I say it, the more and more I say, hey, listen, in the 1900s, we had religion, organized religion.
Yeah.
Forced you to go to the community, no matter whether it was Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, it didn't make a difference. Forced you on a day, Saturday or Sunday, to get together in the temple or the church or the whatever. We got that.
Yeah.
In this now millennial, we don't have any of that.
Yeah.
Okay, we have pockets of it depending on where you believe.
Yeah, and how strongly you believe.
Right, how strong you believe, right? Because it kind of got broken.
Yeah.
I think if we had a human center point, right? I'm not going to use the words that trigger anybody. A human center point, right? The universe center point, okay? The universe would say, hey, listen, here's the one tool that I can give everybody.
Yes.
Okay, this one word, this one tool will always help you get to where you got to go.
Yes.
It would be gratitude.
Yeah. 100%. I believe in that. And as we wrap up this episode where we're talking about the weight of your tongue and being very mindful of the things you say and the karmic consequences that can flow from that, what would be your final thoughts?
Credits and debits.
Yeah.
Like always remember that just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. One of my favorite quotes is from Albert Einstein, a man who didn't believe in God. He was an atheist. He says, coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. Mm-hmm. So we all have something that happened to us in life that we just can't understand or see, or how this happened magically.
Yeah.
So always remember that every day when you wake up, that there are debits and credits to the good things you do and the negative things that you do and take away from. And you'll always need the universe.
Yes.
From breath coming out of the mother's womb to the last breath that you take and pass on your legacy.
Yes.
The universe will always keep those debits and credits. That never goes away.
Yeah. And the debits or credits are not just deeds, but also in your thoughts and in your words, right? So as we wrap up today's episode, thank you so much, John, for joining us on this very necessary topic to kind of guide our viewers on how to remain centered and just to be mindful of the words that you say and the consequences that can flow from your words. So thank you very much. And guys, remember, check your debits and your credits in terms of your karmatic energy. And join us next time on the Korean Connection. Let's connect. Thank you guys for connecting with me today. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe to my channel, The Korean Connection. To connect with me, you can email me at thekoreanconnection@gmail.com. And don't forget that sometimes your passion whispers before it roars. And if you're listening closely, the next episode might be where it gets louder. Let's connect. Push it to the